Good evening. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net on the 08 repeater. The Western Washington Amateur Television Society is a group of amateur radio operators taking airwaves, fast band television. We have a repeater located in transmit 70 centimeters, broadcast 6,000 images over at 1.2 gigahertz. So far this evening, we have Ron, KD7QKU, checked in via video link. Anybody else like to check in at this point?
N7QO.
N7QO, Jim? Again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net on the 08 repeater. I'm your host, Dave, KD7BYM. So far checked in with KD7QKU Ron, N7QO Jim. Anybody else like to check in?
WW7N.
And we have James, WW7N. And again, still taking check-ins. Anybody else like to join the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net? Well, let's get underway. Let's go up to Ron, KD7QKU.
Okay, good evening, everyone. KD7BYM in the group, KD7QKU. Well, nice to hear from you tonight. You have a pretty good picture, Dave. And, we had a meeting this afternoon with Bob's. That was kind of nice to get together, talk about a few things. And see, I had a text message from Lee saying he had company and he wouldn't be with us tonight. So I guess we won't have Lee joining us. So I guess it's back to that, KD7QKU.
Thanks with that checking in, Ron. Just go down south to Jim, N7QO.
N7QO. Thank you, Dave. And good evening. Hi, Ron, and hi, Jim. Well, I was expecting I might not be here this weekend, but it turned out that I am. I have a couple things going on, a couple of irons in the fire here, but at least I'm able to see something. I still can't see any pictures from the shack, although I should try that one more time. I could transmit from there, but of course the pictures aren't really worth looking at. I've got an idea on something to try, but I need to at least wait until the weather warms up. It's a matter of finding time and not really wanting to go do something in the cold. Mostly a rainy day here, kind of drizzly, low visibility, a little bit warmer than average. Right now I'm showing 50 degrees, 50 degrees here at the house in Covington. Back to you, Dave. N7QO.
N7QO, thanks for that. Let's go on to James, WU7N.
Dave, did you call for WU7N?
That I did.
Well, I, like everyone else, am getting ready to build an ark. I guess the National Weather Service says it's going to be extremely rainy over the next 24 hours. I really don't know where all the water is going to go. I think the ground is just saturated soap. I went to a party last night for two very good friends that have been in my neighborhood longer than I have. They're going to move up to Bellingham, and just walking down the street and going to the house was kind of a wet experience. So anyway, that's the weather report. If anybody has comments on that, I'm all ears. This is WU7N back to net.
WU7N. Well, thanks with that. Weather is wet here in Lake City also. Pretty much everywhere. I guess we're going to see a lot. About a half inch came down here in Seattle in the last 24 hours. Gosh, I turned on the HF rig here a little while ago and I was seeing what was out there. Got over to 80 meters and 3840 lower sideband. I tell you, I don't know what's happening with ham radio, but the vulgarity of the communications that's going over the air on the ham band is just unbelievably. I can't even find the words that you can legally say over the air, but just really poor quality profanity. Anyway, that's what's so great with ATV. We have a great unit here, and we have fun utilizing ham frequency, getting pictures out, and enjoying one another's company. So that's pretty much my report from Lake City. So let's go up the top again to Ron, KD7, CKU.
KD7QKU here again. Well, the day when we were at the meeting, James, I told the guys, hey, I think I'll give James a phone call and tell him that we're all going to come over and help him to get up these antennas so he can transmit live video tonight. And they all laughed. I guess the consensus was I shouldn't do it. But we need to get you on the air, James. I was surprised. I thought maybe you'd be on tonight. This morning when I left here, it didn't seem to be raining real hard. The closer I got to Bob's, up in Canyon Park, it was raining harder. Same when I came home, it was coming down pretty good. According to my rain gauge, we've had 28 hundredths of an inch of rain. I would have thought we would have had more today. I came home and made some soup. I just opened a bunch of cans and poured them together and made some soup. Pretty good. Trying to think what I put in. I put in one strange can of vegetables that was canned stir-fry vegetables. I didn't taste the ingredients in the can, but it must have had some strange flavoring because I put in a can of chili con carne and some red beans, some tomatoes and stuff in it. I thought it would taste like beans. I think, well, if there's a little Asian flavor, that's good. My wife tasted, she thought it was fine. So I guess we have a lot of soup. Tonight we had steak. Jimmy and Christmas, we haven't had steak for a long time. We had steak, baked potatoes, and salad, and something. I don't know what the special occasion was, but I was just thinking about steak as a matter of fact last year. So I was thinking maybe the weather was going to warm up and I could fire up the barbecue and I would go down to the steak place and see if they had any used meat. That's just, when they put the past dates over on the side, sometimes they have really good steaks there, half price. Really nice, and you just strip it right up. Okay, I guess that's it. Back to net, KD7KU.
And this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. Anybody else like to join in or check into the net?
K7HYB.
Gary, welcome aboard, and why don't you take over?
Well, I don't really think you want me doing that. Let me put up the video here. That's not the signal I want. That's a little better. Okay. Oh, my. No color with my, oh, there's some color there. How about that? That's my color bars. My color bars are coming through. Boy, what's going on here? Got a really strong signal. I've got a really strong signal. I wish I could say the same for the, I wish I could say the same for the return from the repeater. It's not looking too good. Anyway, yeah, it was nice meeting everybody, seeing everybody today, and it would be nice if we could get together. Is Rochester Jim on frequency? I didn't hear.
Negative, but you've got about a P4 black and white picture coming in, looking very good, and coming very good over 1.2 gigs.
Yeah, well, I can't see the live side tonight. It's very, very weak. Maybe I need to have the work party out here and get my antenna arrangement redone. I don't think the antenna's moved any. I check it on a regular basis to make sure the wind's caught to it. I really don't have too much to right now. We pretty well covered everything that I had going today at the meeting. So anyway, I will run it back to you until something pops up there, Dave. K7ZYM, K7HYB.
Okay, well, your picture looking pretty good. It's about 1 P unit above what it was coming in from the moon during the first landing and the transmission back to Earth. So made out your base pretty well. The ID was probably about a P4. Really came through nice and strong. So let's go on to Jim, N7QO.
N7QO. Well, that's a good description, Dave. That's pretty good. Let's see. Well, I missed the meeting. Sorry about that. I was occupied with other things. Ron, soup, my goodness, you should throw some of that steak in there and maybe some potatoes as well and call it stew. And if there's enough chili powder in there, that will keep the cat from eating on it. And let's see. Oh yeah, Jim, reset. Way back when, before I was able to get up a tower or anything, I wound up just lying my antennas on the floor up in my attic, and I was able to get in that way. I would think as long as you have something insulating beneath the antennas, that might help you get a signal in there if you just wanted to try that. My system worked very well for a number of years, and I was able to get in with color all of the time, and that just doesn't seem to be working so well anymore. But just food for thought. You may need to get some insulating material, a couple chairs or a couple boards or something. But K7ZYM, N7QO. Oh yeah, hi Gary, N7QO.
Thanks for that. Let's go on to James, WU7N, James.
Well, thank you, Dave. And that's interesting, your comment on the moon. I guess going to the moon is back in style, because I was reading an article recently here. They were talking about heavy lift platforms and rockets and such. And apparently, two countries are going to get to the moon here sometime soon. One is India, that's going to put a little rover up there, kind of like we put on Mars, and is going to go around and collect rocks. And the other is the Chinese are going to visit the far side of the moon, the part that we never see. And they're going to bring back rock samples. I don't know if that's to replace all the ones that disappeared from 1969 or not. But so anyway, that's kind of interesting that at least two countries are going back to the moon. It'll be interesting to see also what kind of pictures they send back. The analog pictures I recall seeing as a kid were, when they were live coming in, were so ghosty you could hardly tell on our TV set what was going on. But apparently there's been a whole movie made that there was one down receiving station in Australia that was critical to get those pictures. And it almost didn't happen. But they somehow pulled it together and were able to get a good image. And so the rest is history. So that's it for me this time around. This is James, WW7N, back to net.
WW7N, yes, I hear you there. You know, the story with those first pictures coming back in, apparently there was a color high-definition feed that came in, supposedly was recorded and cataloged and put on the shelf, and they never could find it again. So anyway, I don't know if that's folklore or just somebody pulling the legs with a story or conspiracy thing idea, but that I've heard several times on rumors on that. Well, anyway, looking good. Picture transmissions that I'm seeing coming back on my image from Lake City. That's on the 4 picture and Ron's 2.5. So images are looking pretty good. Gary's picture came across pretty good. So let's go back to Gary, 27 HYB.
K7ZYM, K7HYB. Yeah. Yeah, hey Jim, you know, there is nothing more important than ham radio. Sorry about that. I really do mean that comment, by the way, that you don't have to believe me. I want to throw up some car bars. I was impressed. Whoop, that didn't work. Oh, let's get the right switch. There we go. Let's throw up some color bars and see if I'm actually getting some color. I had that switched over there real quick there. And, Brother Jim, we missed you at the meeting today. I saw flashes of color there a little bit. There it is. Hey, Rebel. Look at that. You can actually tell us red and green, and not nearly as nice as the ID, but still. There's the screen off of my Surface. I usually use that as a monitor for the live side, but it's so bad on the live side that there's no point in putting it on. So, okay. Well, not strong. Let me drop it here. Anyway, it was a nice chat with everybody today, and that's not working, so let's go to the wide shot here. There it goes. Now it came up. Must be the strength of the video. The reason I'm delaying here is because I can't see the live side. All I can see is the streaming, and it takes a little bit for it to come up. There it is. Yeah, it's pretty grainy. Pretty grainy and unstable. So, anyhow, like I told Ron, there all needs a little work. There all needs a little work out there. Yeah. Anyway, too bad I wanted to chat with Rochester Jim. I'm going to try and get a room down there at the Lucky Eagle on the 17th. We've go down and see of his tribute artist. Let me drop it there. And I'd kind of like to have lunch with him. We can have an eyeball. Anyway, back for you for this go around, Dave. K7CYM, K7HYB.
K7HYB, and this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, 87CYM, and let's go up to Ron, 87QKU.
Okay, thank you very much, Dave. This is Ron, 87QKU. Three things, I guess. Gary, did you get the phone number of Jim down in Rochester? Was Bob able to email you that?
I have not seen an email from Bob. I'm not particularly worried about it at this point. I'm going to search my phone and see if I have it in there, but I really don't think so. But thanks for the inquiry and a reminder, Ron, K7HYB.
Okay. Well, anytime you can just give me a call, and I can run in here if I'm home, and I can look at it. It's on my desk. And then Jim, M7QO, was suggesting to James that put his antenna up in the attic. But then that gave me another thought. When James was here the other day, we were talking about maybe putting it on a tripod, and so it could, transmit through the window. But he could also hang it so that it could transmit through the window, or he could actually hang it outside underneath the eave if he has an eave or something. So that's a thought too. Let's see. That's what Bill Brockman, Kansas State Golfer, did with it up in his room. He had it inside, I want to call it his attic, but it really wasn't his attic. It was upstairs. And he had the antenna hanging in the room there, transmitted right through the wall. And then I was wondering about Jim and if maybe they put the roofing, maybe that they've installed on their house, if that might have a detrimental effect to your antenna transmitting. Maybe the granules or the thickness or something in the roofing. And I don't know, if you put it in these metals, maybe you have something going on. Anyway, after I came home from Bob's today and made the soup, then I proceeded to put the recliner back, and I think I'm taking a nap. So really, really good. And I had a bad night last night. I was sort of dreaming. I usually do that. I woke up and it was warm, so I had to cover myself with one blanket, and then I woke up later and I was cold. I was dreaming some crazy dream. But anyway, so I got up and I was kind of hungover or something. It was like that when I was at Bob's, and then when I came home, I'd taken a nap, and now I didn't feel much better. So anyway, I guess back to net control, 87QKU.
Oh, yes, night sweat, I think is what they refer to when you end up perspiring while you're sleeping, and then instead you find yourself overheated and then try to cool down, and then all of a sudden you're cold again. So let's go on to Jim, M7QO.
N7QO. Uh-oh, Ron, I know what it was. It was the soup. You felt hungover? What all was in that soup? You might want to take a second glance at that. Just, I don't know. I know sometimes I don't feel real well if I eat before bed. I used to be able to eat right before going to bed, and it seemed like the more I eat, the better I would sleep. But within the past few years, for some reason, I need to stop eating earlier in the day. I can't eat as heavily as I used to. It tends to keep me awake. Not exactly sure why, but I would guess that something like that occasionally may be not terribly abnormal, but see if it keeps happening again. You may have to go see a doctor about that. For some reason, I have a number of friends who just within this past year have had endoscopies and have had digestive problems. Some of them are very strange problems, or so I thought. In fact, my wife has a problem or two of her own in that regard. But my thoughts. Reset. And Gary, I have to agree with you regarding the attitude toward amateur radio. Unfortunately, when one's spouse does not see things that way, it adversely impacts one's life unless you kind of see eye to eye. That's just the way it works, at least in my house, unfortunately. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Well, next go around. K7ZYM and 7QO.
N7QO, KD7ZYM here. Let's go on to James, WW7ATS.
Well, I appreciate the thoughts and the ideas for the antenna mounting. It's just that I had a little period of dryness here. I should have taken care of it right away. Didn't look at the weather forecast in time, and by the time I did, the rain was pouring down. One thing I'd like to do after the net closes is I'd like to get a Skype call going with somebody, just briefly, because my Skype failed. I could not Skype into the meeting today, and trying to figure out what's going on with that. I think I got upgraded without my permission, but I'm not sure about that either. The other thing that I thought I'd mention for anyone who's interested in the moon and the history of all that is there is just an excellent documentary called the Space Race. That's the title of the documentary. It's got a 2005 date on it, but the thing that made it interesting is that it was a collaboration between British, German, American, and Russian production teams. And they went into the archives, in particular of the former Soviet Union, to try and figure out a lot of stuff that nobody quite understood, and they needed to try and get the official story before the people who were there all died. And it does focus a lot on Werner von Braun here in the United States and Sergei Korolev in the Soviet Union, as I think those were the two principal geniuses driving the space program in each respective country. But again, the title is Space Race. It's 4 episodes, and if you've not seen it, it's definitely worth your time. You have to overlook some little things, like you see an American soldier carrying a Russian rifle when they capture Werner von Braun, and in the documentary, which is kind of an acted, combination of acting and documentary kind of combined together, he's not wearing a cast like he was in real life when he was captured by the Americans in 1945. So I guess as far as the rifles goes, that's what they had in the prop department at the time, and maybe only people like me notice things like that. Anyway, that's it for this round for me. WU7N, back to next.
WU7N, Jim, James, I've got some light stands that you might be able to put that antenna on so it would line up with your window. So maybe we can get together with that, discuss that. You would have to put a bracket outside. Signal goes through glass pretty well. Well, that's about what I've got to add. So let's move down to Gary, K7HYB. K7HYB, K7HYB. This is KD7ZYM. Let's go up to Ron, KD7QKU.
WW7ZYM in the group, KD7QKU. Well, I forgot to tell Gary that I saw color on his color bar. It was nice to see that. James, if you have a pencil, my Skype is on right now. I turned it on before the net started because I thought maybe Lee would be here, but he wasn't. So if you have a pencil, I can give you my Skype name. It's all lowercase. It's Ron.Baker, 87QKU. Ron.Baker, 87QKU. All lowercase. So anyway, and then Jim, N7QO, he didn't make a comment on his roofing material. See if that might have a bearing, a change to his signal. Still transmitting through the roof mechanics. Yeah, I suppose Gary mentioned we could have a work party. Yes, I suppose we could. Not that way. You know, and James, like I've told James, like I have pipe here. On top of the pipe to chain link fence, about 1.25 inch galvanized thin wall. It's not too heavy, and I think they're 10-foot rings. So I have about 4 or 5 lengths of it. It came from Bill Brockman when he was moving out of his house. He gave it to me, actually gave it to me to use up at the repeater site to put up an antenna. I guess we were going to put a beam up there and point it towards the Jim Chase, but we never did get around to that. So I guess back to that, KD7.
Thanks, Ron. And signed to ID again. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television via net. 808 repeater. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. So let's go to Jim, N7QO.
Thank you, Dave, N7QO. Well, Ron, yeah, the new roof, it's supposed to be, it's not a metal roof. I see one place where it says fiberglass and one place where it says asphalt. So I'm not exactly sure. But there certainly is a difference now with the new roof. But having said that, even with the old roof, it has not worked particularly well ever since the repeater got relocated there. I need to do some work, but I'm not really ready or able to do that right now. I'm going to have to wait at the very least until summer. May need to have to wait until I retire, and I only have like about a year to go on that. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I have a couple of ideas, but we'll see. Let's see. Something else I was going to say. Oh yeah, Gary. If he's there, let me reset. I saw some color on the color bars as well. They looked like sort of squashed color bars, not a real pattern, but there was definitely some color in there anyway. First time that I've seen that in, not forever, but first time in a very long time. But looks like a good black and white signal. Back to you, Dave, N7QO.
N7QO, I'm flying bars now myself. And this is Dave, K7YM. So let's move down to James, WW7ATS.
Well, thank you, Dave. And just double checking with Ron, that was Ron.Baker, AD7QKU.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, I'll try that again because I found a Ron Baker, but it must be the wrong one. And anyway, the ideas about setting up an antenna are useful and helpful, and I'll have to consider them here in the coming week. I'm not working right now, so I have time to do this. It seems like when you sort of work 40 hours plus over the holidays for 3 months, you come back and your time really gets eaten up in a hurry with all the things you put off. On the roof, I don't quite understand. I mean, a new roof was put on, and then the antennas stopped working, I guess, is what the gist of this is, but I think I'm sort of half out of the conversation on that. So I don't know, Jim, if you want to go over that again. I'm always interested to learn from that. So this is James, WW7ATS, back to net.
WW7N, James, this is 7UYM. Well, it's been interesting talking with everybody this evening as you were moving around. Picture quality is outstanding. I don't know what the deciduous trees and lost their leaves on my path for the 1.2 receiver coming in, but the pictures are sharp as can be tonight, and the last net they were also. So, the saying goes, if it ain't fixed, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, everything seems to be purring along up the site with a repeater. And let's see if Gary is there again. K7HYB.
Well, I popped back in again. Yeah, I've got a phone call and had to cover that. So, anyway, here I am. I'm back again. And, there we go. Okay. I'm unusually good. There's no color in the ID, and that is a color generator. Let me try something else here. I'm gonna try one more thing. Let me get rid of this. There we go. Try one more thing here. Ooh, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Okay. Let me see if this is the test pattern off of my surface that I'm putting through. Let me see if there it is. Okay. Had it briefly there. Let me drop it here. Yeah. I don't think it makes much difference for composite or fiberglass, Jim. That isn't going to make it. Okay, that test pattern doesn't work. Sorry about that. I wasted your time. Let's go back to the picture. So, back to the mugshot. There we go. I'll get the mugshot in there. Anyway, yeah, I keep saying I'm going to do things too, Jim, but somehow or another it doesn't work out. I get sidetracked with other things, important things like eating and sleeping and going to the casino and all of that necessary stuff. What can I say? Let's see. Oh, it could be about half past the hour here. So that's my experimenting for the night. And Bellevue, Jim, you need to get your gear going again there. Let's hold things up there. Back to you, Dave. KD7DYM, K7HYB.
K7HYB. However, on your last transmission, there was color on your picture. Came up to about a P4 level, and it was interesting when I was streaming. There was a blue tint to the picture, yet when the picture was transferred over to the 1.2 to transmit out, you had a nice tint face. Skin tones look pretty good, so go figure. Let's move on to James, WU7N. Wow, what a motley face is. Not getting anything on the 08 repeater from you, but we are getting a nice color picture.
Okay, so audio is on now. Am I getting a feedback?
Not getting any feedback, but picture looks good and you sound good.
Okay. Thank you very much. This is something a little different. It's kind of interesting to talk like this because I can hear my own voice, and there's a slight delay. So this reminds me of a little torture toy that was used to educate parents of disabled kids of how difficult it was for their kids to do things like talk or read or things like that. Because when it delays slightly, the feedback inside your own brain requires more concentration to carry out the act of just saying something. And of course, the speech therapist would always say helpful things to the parent like, come on, you're not really taking this seriously. You need to try a little harder. Okay. Well, this is an interesting experiment. Thanks to Ron, KD7QKU. I know my Skype works now. I don't know why I couldn't get into the meeting today. I'll have to try and take that up with Bob Helling later. This is WW7N. I guess I'm third party here. Back to net.
Well, you were sounding pretty good. It was almost like, I don't know if you've ever been on a public announcing platform at a stadium or something and talking, and the effect with that echo was really similar. So thanks with that, James. So let's pick up Gary again, K7HYB.
Gee Willikers. Oh, that was kind of you. Yeah, James, you've had your share of problems with Skype. I know Dave and Ron were talking today, and so was Bob, about the new version of Skype that they loaded down, and kind of the thing where I don't use it very much, but I've had troubles with it too. So I think I'm going to, after the net tonight, I'm going to get online and download the old version so that I can use it again. And I had kind of a freaky thing happen to me today. When I stopped down at Crystal Creek to have breakfast before the meeting this morning, and on the way down there, I was talking on my IC2800 to the repeater, and all of a sudden it didn't talk no more. I couldn't figure out what the heck was going on, and I thought maybe my TL had gone bad, but I did some testing about my handy-talkie and found out it was working all right. So I don't know, it was kind of crazy. I really don't know what was going on. Anyway, yeah, I can see a little color. I probably need to get my antenna up a little higher. Right now it's sitting on the ground, about 5 feet off the ground, on a tripod. And I need to get my son down here to act as a pair of legs for me and go up and mount that on a pole I have up there. That's my plan. So maybe I could pick up some a couple of dB going that way, and I might be able to get a little color. There is a little purple there, and every once in a while something else, but the signal is not quite strong enough to kick in the color, and none of my test patterns seem to work very well. Let me try switching over to this one again. Now this is color bars. It's red, blue, and green. Let's see if it kicks in. I'm watching the streaming on the top here. Okay. Should be coming up here. Now I see myself leaning over to turn the... There it is. Okay. Yeah, Jim, you're right. They're kind of squashed. And no color right now. So that seems to be about it. Seems to be about it. Let me try to adjust the control a little bit here and see if that helps any.
Some color came out just before you quit transmitting.
Okay. Yeah, what I need to do until I get this corrected, let me drop it here. What I need to do until I get this corrected is I need to get myself one of those streaming boxes like Bob's got and do it that way. Oh, there it is. I did see a little color there towards the end. So anyway, I'm back to my camera now. So we'll continue to work on improving things. And Dave, I'll let you have it back here. KD72K or KD7ZYM, K7HYB.
K7HYB. Well, if you're wearing a green shirt, the colors would come through.
Well, it's blue, but I guess that's some improvement, isn't it?
Yeah, I get your face blue and the shirt green. So anyway, there is some color there. The pink flesh tone disappeared. Anyway, thanks for that. Let's go up to Ron again. 87 CKU, and it's 446 or 846.
Okay. Thank you very much, KD7CYM and the group KD7CKU. I've got, I had to turn the volume down on Skype. I can hear myself through James. Radio. Yeah, and when he was transmitting on the radio, I could hear the feedback through Skype. And I could hear his feedback in the room. Gary, yes, you did have color. I saw your face was a little bit to the lavender. And your shirt was Jim is kind of slow. I guess your Skype downloaded. I know it's not radio, but still, it's nice to visit with somebody off air on Skype. Lots of times we do that after the nap, but a lot of times. So I asked James, he's showing me something, so I'm going to put him back on. So James, you're on if you want to pick up your radio and talk to him.
Okay, first off, my apologies. I forgot my speakers, or let's see, I think my speakers are muted, but I'm not sure my microphone was. So I don't know if I'm getting feedback right now or not. How do I sound?
No feedback, no echo.
Well, okay, let me show something to people, because there's an interesting physics problem. I know we're kind of getting to the top of the hour, but I'll have to make a little better video to show this, because I'm not sure this is going to really work to show you the idea. This item right here looks like a hammer, and if you can see the parts that you beat on here, this part here is a hollow tube, and there's another part to it that screws on the end right here that actually holds a cartridge. And what you do if you want to remove a bullet from a cartridge is you screw that in the top area, and then you beat on this bottom area right here on something, and then the inertia causes the lead bullet to fall out of the cartridge, and of course the powder falls out too. Now here's the physics problem. This is an ordinary 2x4. There's nothing special about it. Okay? Now, I got some cartridges that I was asked to do some forensics on, and so I was trying to beat them out with this device, and those bullets just would not budge out of the cartridge. They would not come at all. But when I beat on the end, on the far end, in other words, I would put this end down on a couple pieces of carpet on cement, and then I would beat lengthwise on this piece of wood, and obviously the wood would bounce a little bit when you do this, the bullets would just pop right out. Now, there's no doubt in my mind that this works. The question I have for the group, and maybe you can think about it, and we can talk about it Wednesday or maybe next Saturday, might have a little better video to demonstrate, but why does that work? That's the part I can't figure out. The big question is why? Oop, got cut off there. So anyway, this is James, WW7ATS, back to net, and I see it's about 10 minutes to the hour.
WW7ATS. Could it be with the density of the wood when it's vertical is greater than it is when it's horizontal?
Well, that's a good idea. I beat on it when it's horizontal and it doesn't work. I've tried beating the little hammer thing on cement and on carpet on top of cement. It is interesting to note that when you have this piece of wood vertical on the carpet and you beat on the end of the piece of wood, the wood has a little bit of spring to it. And I'm wondering if that tiny bit of springiness doesn't impart some kind of two-way inertia to the small piece of lead that loosens it up. I don't know. That's the only theory I've got.
Could it be doubling the force when you're pounding down if it's bouncing back up for action, reaction, but it's telescoping the vibrations coming back up, making it greater at the contact point where the casing is held.
That's a possible idea. I don't think I have a camera that can take a picture quite fast enough to confirm or deny any of these theories. That's why I thought I'd throw it out to this group. I figured you have lots of ideas.
Goes back to action, reaction. Laws of physics, I believe. Anyway, that's pretty interesting. And, God, picture looks good coming through, whatever you're doing, and sound is good on the 08 repeater. So nice thing to checking in with that. So we'll move down again to Gary, K7HYB, and it's 8:52.
KD7ZYM and the group K7HYB. Frankly, James, I haven't got the foggiest idea what you're talking about. So I understand the concept. Not being a shooter, I used to own about half a dozen guns when I was stationed, when I was working in Alaska. But I sold them all before I left the state. I had no good reason for keeping. I've still got a 22. I shouldn't say that I sold them all. I kept my 22. I still have that. And at one time, my son and I used to go to the range. My youngest son, Jason, he's a big, the one in the Coast Guard. He's a big gun nut, and he and I bought a handgun together, a Glock, and when he moved to California after his stint here in the Seattle area at the Coast Guard station downtown, he bought my share out of it and took it with him because I didn't want it. I used it primarily when I went to the range, and that was all. That's all there was to it. 9mm Glock. It was quite a very nice weapon. The problem is I have very small hands, and it was just a little too big for my hand, so it didn't work very well. Being as I was close to the top of the hour, everybody else was going to want to get there. Oh, I'm getting pink and green. Hello. Wow. Okay. Am I making progress, or I'm just getting lucky? Anyway, I'm going to put the ribbons on it, folks, for me. And it was good seeing all of you today at the meeting, and it was good chatting with you tonight. James, we're sorry I missed you. We'll keep in contact. Back to you, Dave. KD7ZYM, K7HYB, and I'm Carter.
Okay, Gary. Well, I suppose you could always put gloves on when you're working with a land gun. Make the fingers a little wider. Let's go up to Ron, 87 QKU.
Okay, KD7 QKU again. Well, I don't have much more. I was just wondering what caliber James' bullets were, but I can ask him on Skype here in a minute. He doesn't have to answer, I guess, over the air. And so anyway, I don't have much more, so it was nice being here Friday night. So I'll say my 73s, and then I'll switch it over to James, and he can tell us the words of this. So here you go.
Okay, well, Ron, thanks again for participating in the Skype experiment tonight. I appreciate that. To answer your question, the rounds that I was given that I was doing the analysis on were 38 specials, and the actual bullets were something called watt cutters, which don't look like normal bullets. They kind of look like little bitty barrels. And so those were stuck very hard in the brass casing, which is the cartridge casing. So it was very, very difficult to get those out. And that's why they were given to me, because the person that wanted to find out what was inside of the cartridge said, can you get these out without damaging the cartridge case? And so that's what I came up with, was using this piece of wood endwise. It would be interesting, I think, once you see the kind of the problem, maybe present it in a better video format. Maybe you guys can come up with better ideas. This is James, W7N. Looks like we're coming up to the top of the hour, so 73s, everybody. Ron, thanks again for the use of your transmitter on the other side of Bellevue and the ever-helpful internet. W7N, back to net.
Thanks with that. Well, let's pick up Jim, M7QO.
Thank you, Dave, N7QO. Well, let's see. We're kind of short on time here. I do have comments on 3 topics, so I'll try to be brief here. Jim, good to see you. It's on Skype, but anyway, we see you anyway. That's good. Please note that the pictures are exceptionally good. It seems to be what I would categorize as propagation. There are some people who think there's no such thing as propagation on the television bands here, but the pictures are unusually good. I have observed over the years that, although not unconditional, frequently the pictures are better when it's wet outside. And Gary, I do have color on you. Reset. Number 2, I'd like to mention about Skype. I have had problems with it as well. I contacted someone. It seems like sometimes if I'm using a different version than my wife, we would be unable to communicate. So we have kind of abandoned that a bit. We used to have it on our cell phones, but we have since gone to iPhones, and the FaceTime seems to work well. And let me reset for topic 3. Topic 3, the bullet puller. Jim, I've got one just like that. It's not real clear to me what you were doing, but what you're supposed to do is swing that thing like a hammer with the bullet pointed downward, and when it impacts, it's supposed to drive the bullet out through inertia. I don't know, I've never had any problems with mine working. Maybe I don't understand what's going on. But it looks like we're at the witching hour, so I'll say good night, everyone. Thanks for participating. Thank you all for the pictures. Catch you next time, N7QO.
N7QO, thanks with that. Is there anything from anyone before we button it up? Hearing none, we'd like to thank the owners and operators the 08 machine, the two-pack repeater group, for allowing us to use it on Wednesday and Saturday from 8 to 9 o'clock for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net. So with that, I'm signing off. Dave, 87YM.